Frothing milk is an elusive art. Once you perfect this part of the coffee making process, you'll give every customer a memorable coffee experience.
There are some key things to remember when you're frothing milk. That is temperature and consistency. The temperature of your milk should be 60 to 65 degrees. Any hotter than that and your milk is most likely burnt. Burnt milk will have a very bubbly texture and a very sour smell and a sour flavour, and that will affect the flavour of your coffee as well. Milk that has been frothed correctly is going to be very, very silky and very creamy, and that will actually enhance the flavour of your coffee. So before you start frothing milk, always make sure that your jug is clean and that the milk is cold. So for 2 cups, I'm filling up the jug to just below that level. That will give you 2 cups and a little bit left over. Always remember, only froth what you think you're going to use. The less wastage, the better. And the reason for that is you can only froth milk once. If you try to froth it again, it will actually just burn and taste very sour. Before you start frothing, point the steam wand away from yourself and just open it up. That's just to release any stale milk and any condensation that collects inside the steam wand. The next thing to do is to submerge the steam wand in the milk, turn the steam onto full power, and then pull the jug out so you can hear that sucking noise. That sucking noise means you're creating froth. So the more froth you want, the longer you want to hear that sucking noise for. At the same time, the milk should be spinning in a circle. That spinning motion is going to suck down the bubbles and give you a very dense, creamy milk. What I'm doing here is actually feeling the bottom of the jug with my hand. I'm constantly touching it and then taking it away. If you leave your hand on the jug to regulate the temperature, you'll find that your hand will actually heat up with the jug and it won't give you an accurate reading. Once the jug gets to so that you can touch the jug, but you can't leave your hand on it, that's when it's going to be around 60 to 65 degrees. If you know that you're very, very sensitive, you'll need to allow for that. And the same goes for if you don't have very sensitive hands, you'll need to allow for that as well. What I'm doing now is pulling the jug away and at the same time wiping the steam wand off. This is really, really important because once that milk dries, it can be really, really difficult to remove. Next thing to do is to point the steam wand away from yourself again and just open it up. And you can see that's actually released a little bit of milk. Just remember that when you turn it off, it's actually going to suck up a little bit of milk at the same time. Tap out any surface bubbles and straight away roll the jug back together. This rolling motion is going to keep everything together. If you stop rolling and let the jug sit there, the milk and the froth will actually separate. Then when you go to pour your coffee, it won't work. In this instance, there is no air going into the milk and you can hear that high-pitched whining noise. That means that the milk is actually burning. There's going to be absolutely no froth, as you can see, and the milk is very, very watery. What's happening in this case is there's too much air going into the milk. It's not actually spinning and it's not going to suck down those bubbles. And this is what you end up with. Very, very bubbly, airy milk that won't actually taste very nice. This is also what the milk will look like if it becomes too hot. When the milk burns, it will actually break and you'll find the froth will come up to the top of the jug and this watery milk will end up at the bottom. Frothing milk is crucial if you want to give someone the ultimate coffee experience. If you froth your milk correctly, you'll find it will actually enhance the flavour of your coffee. If you don't froth your milk correctly, it can actually ruin a perfectly good espresso.